Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. I want to talk a little bit about meditation. I have had a couple questions about how I do my meditation, and I just wanted to share that information with you guys. So some people say like you have to like clear your mind, or you have to like not think anything. I don't necessarily think that's true, because I think that we should actually honor our thoughts, right? So as you start to get into a meditation, pre-meditation, I feel like you should call on your ancestors, your angels, just to heal things during this meditation, right? I don't know if you guys are going through shadow work or if you're doing any self-development, that kind of thing. But if you pre-tell your people, your ancestors, and your angels and guides and whoever you believe in, that kind of thing, if you pre-tell them like, hey, this is what I'm doing today, if you would like to put any information or drop any downloads into my head that I can kind of unpack and heal, then go ahead and do that. Then you start to go into your meditation. Now, I do listen to a guy, his name is Jason Stevenson, and I love his stuff because one, some of his stuff is guided, which I started out with that. And then sometimes I feel like my brain is too busy to where I almost need to be guided that day. Like I know I need to do a meditation, but I feel like somebody's gonna have to kind of walk me through it because my thoughts are kind of scattered. So when my thoughts become scattered like that, again, you have to honor them. That's the only way to kind of go, okay, I recognize this, I see this, now let me, handle it or dismiss it. And when I say dismiss, I'm not saying like just sweep it underneath the rug. I'm literally saying like you guys should just put it on the back burner, right? Just go ahead and put it there because you're gonna have to deal with it. It's gonna be part of your shadow work and your self-development anyway. So you might as well just like honor it. So as you're doing the meditation, for me, I just kind of start with listening. I listen to what's around me. I listen to, like, say right now, I'm next to water and I'm hearing birds. I hear little chirps, that kind of stuff. Now, if my daughter was here, she would be able to categorize and name the birds and that kind of stuff. But, it's just recognizing your surroundings, right? This is how you kind of, or I set up my platform to do that. And when I say platform, I'm saying you could do this anywhere. You can sit, you can lay, you can be in the shower and get downloads, okay? You just have to kind of tell your team what you want to do, right? And you can even do it whenever you're driving. I've noticed that sometimes when I'm driving, it's almost like I'm on autopilot. My brain, my thoughts are somewhere else, totally different than my 3D body, which is sitting in this vehicle, right? So when you're doing that and you're kind of going through like the surrounding sounds and like start to hone in on your body, right? Like, how does my body feel? Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you notice that there are racing thoughts and you're just like, gosh, why does this keep coming up? Why can I not center myself, right? As you begin to learn to center yourself, it's going to become easier because then you'll just kind of be in that meditated kind of like, things just don't bother you anymore because you know who you are. You know your completion of why you're here, like your purpose, right? Like you've completed that, you're like, I understand why I'm here now. Like there's no reason to be any type of indifferent or hateful or anything like that because you realize that we're all collected, we're all one collective. So then I start to talk to my angels. Once I can kind of get centered and I'm like, all right, I'm here, I'm present, right? I notice that I'll stop a lot of my thoughts, but I noticed that it's interesting to me because I feel like I'm almost going down like this rail, right? And I'm getting closer to this light because I'm coming out of the matrix, right? In meditation, sometimes you'll notice that you may see bands that are kind of coming towards you and then they'll go back, right? That's you going into those different dimensions, those different realities. So when you're doing that, just notice everything, right? All the things around you. Now, if you do start to kind of get scared or you start to kind of feel some type of way, just open your eyes. That's literally it. But if you do want to keep going, then ask your guides to guide you. Ask your guides to show you things. Now, again, maybe you're on this little rail, right? You notice that your thoughts you're doing this and your thoughts kind of go over here and you're like, damn. Then you come back and you're back up on this rail and you're like, okay, source, okay, energies, and work with white light. Do not ever work with dark light. Understand dark light, like get into demonology and understand what it is, but don't live by it. Don't adopt those habits within the dark realms, right? We stay over here with white light. White light is good. So as you're doing the meditation and that kind of stuff, you can also notice that your thoughts are going to kind of fall off this thing, right? Ask your guides to, please allow me to experience this. I want this. I want this communication with you. Okay, because as you're doing this communication, again, what you're doing in meditation, my opinion, what you're doing in meditation is you're clearing residual things or residual thoughts that may be clouded in your head, right? Because if you continue to think the same patterns over and over again, then it becomes kind of self-sabotaging, or you're stuck on this rut of continually thinking just bad things, right? You got to get off that. Okay, you have to change the perspective. You have to change the landscape of your mind, because if you don't, then you get into this weeded territory. It's almost like, think of your life as like a garden, right? You're in this garden of life, and then all of a sudden you have these little weeds pop up. Some of those weeds may be people. They could be places, just toxic places, right? They could be things. They could be toxic things that are in your life. Well, you have to unpack all of that, okay? You have to see what is in all of those little suitcases of life around you. And in order to do that, I think you do that through meditation. That is almost like your prayer. Now you can do like little things, little prayers here and there, right? I get it. Little prayers like, please let me, oh no, did I lose you? No. Little prayers like, make sure that this person gets home, safely, or make sure that this trip goes smoothly, that kind of thing. But I feel like that is surfacial prayer. Surfacial prayer? I don't think surfacial is a word, but just go with it. So I just think it's just kind of like chit chat with God. When do you actually have that communication, that actual communication where you establish the communication? Because think about it, even whenever you live 3D here on Earth and you're a human, you don't know everything about that person when you first meet that person or try to initiate that conversation or that relationship, right? So when you're dealing with spirit or even Holy Spirit, because that's what you're supposed to be honestly connected to per Christ, per Bible, then if you don't know that, then you're not actually connected to them. You can't just go to church or even be at home and be like, well, I'm just a good person. Well, yeah, that's great. And thank you for being a good person. But do you have that communication with this spirit, Jesus? Do you have communication with them? I think in meditation, that's where you find that. That's where that is your soul alone with his soul, and you guys are able to communicate. The things that you may see within that, where Jesus or God, universal energy, is trying to teach you something, you may start to notice that there's the little glimpses or little clips of situations or scenarios that has happened in your life that you have forgotten about, okay? You have not thought about that for years. That has been under the rug and in the closet for decades, right? But God, universal energy, because this is, again, all part of your healing, God is going to show you that. And you're going to go, oh, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. You got to look at it, okay? That's part of healing. That's part of you understanding that everything that you went through within your timeline is a reason. Think about all the things now, for all the people that are awake, all the people that are like, I understand what's going on in the world, right? Maybe not spiritually, but the world, right? The whole cabal thing, that kind of stuff, whatever. Think about it as if now you know all that stuff, right? But think about back then when you didn't, and you were just kind of going through life, just doing life, being a people pleaser, being, jumping through hoops for people, you know, clawing your way to the top, all that. It's very dense. It's very dense. When you can get to the other side of that, then you're like, you know, when you're, again, in that meditated kind of state, you're just like, meh, it's life. Surrender to it. It's going to happen. It's going to come. You might as well not control it. Why control it? That gives me anxiety. Trying to control thing gives me absolutely anxiety. I can't control it. It's not something, if something or someone was supposed to be in your storyline at that particular time, right? It's there to teach you a lesson, and it's also there to help you grow. Now, whether or not you continue that pattern or continue on that same lesson plan, it's almost like, think about high school. You guys are, say, in first grade. If you do not retain this information, or you do not get the material that God is giving you, say the church, or not the church, but the schools, then you're going to be retained into the first grade, right? Then you move on to the second grade. You're like, damn, I got it. Now you're in the second grade. Now, say God is giving you more information, more things to overcome, to survive. Did you pass? Are we moving on to third grade now? You know, that kind of stuff. If you notice that you keep repeating a grade with the same people, maybe you're getting the same shitty jobs, maybe you're getting the same shitty people. You have not learned your lesson yet. You have not learned critical things within that, because think about it. If you're in another shitty relationship, think about of your last relationship. Kind of the same thing, kind of the same shit, right? You have not learned that, because now, if anything, God he took the shitty person out, because he will remove people, right? Shut the door. But he's going to have the next person, same character. I believe he keeps putting that in the same person, same people. Remember, like, they'll change names, but it's the same action. It's the same character. He will change people with the same thing just so that you will get that. I feel like I'm running away from the sun. Just so that you will get that. You'll get that lesson, you know? If you don't get it, then you're going to repeat it. And that sucks, because then you're like, God, why am I doing the same shit with these same people? Okay, well, think about those people. Think about those jobs. Are they low, dense energy? Is the vibration that is coming from them, the frequency of energy that is coming from them, from me to you, or, you know, that kind of thing, whoever you're dealing with? What is it? Is it low, dense energy? You will continue to get low, dense energy people in your timeline if you do not raise your own vibration. You attract what you are, okay? If you are a higher vibration, these lower vibration people will fall away. They will fall away. It's biblical, right? And then you have these higher vibration people. That's where you want to be. You want to keep moving up the vibration. You want to get so high in vibration where it's like you're not triggered. You're not disrupted during the day, because you're like, oh, okay, guess we're doing that today. You know, it is what it is, kind of a thing. You have to continue to work on yourself. I'm moving away from the sun. You have to continue to work on yourself, okay? And when you do that, you're going to move up the channels. Up, I call it a hotel. On my Snap, I like to talk about, like, consider life at, like, or view life as like a hotel, right? Each time that you move up, you get into a different vibration. Well, once you move up, there's different people on that floor, okay? When you're on the bottom floor, that's where you get rid of all your baggage, right? You see the parking lot, you just see the trees, you see very little, right? It's very dense. A lot of shit goes on the bottom of the very bottom floor, the lobby, right? So as you move up, the view gets clearer. The people are different, you know, because everybody's on that floor. If you think of a vibration or frequency as like hotel floors, it makes so much sense, because these people up here, say these people are on the 8th floor, right? You're up here. But then you have people down here on the 1st floor. These people are going to be different in vibration. They're going to think different. They're going to see more, okay? That's the reason why they're going to think different, because they're able to see more. So think about it. When you go on vacation, and say one of your friends has the 1st floor, but then you're like, ooh, I'm on the 8th floor, come up so we can see, right? That's exactly what you do. So as your frequency moves up, then you start to see more, your perspective, your thought process, the people, it's different. Then when you look out and you see the beach and you see all these people, you just see humans. You're not going, oh, there's the Asians, there's the blacks, there's the white. No, it's not. It's just a collective of people. That's what I want you to grasp. And when you're doing meditations, that kind of stuff, all this dense crap that we are observing on this bottom floor, it doesn't really even matter because you're not there anymore, okay? You're not in that frequency. You're not at that lower vibration. Those people are different. People at a low vibration are very dense. They're very negative. They're not going to be positive. They're not going to put fruits into your basket. They're going to take fruits from your basket. Their little tree is bare. They don't have a lot of fruits. So they're bitching about not having fruits, you know? You have to look at it as like the landscape of their mind. Where are they at in the ascension? Okay. Well, if you're up on the 8th floor, you kind of have to like ground the light for some of these people that are on the bottom floors. You kind of have to be a punching bag a little bit because they don't understand. They don't grasp that. They don't see. It's that friend that was on the 1st floor. This condo is great. We're going to go out to the beach. Yeah, man, but come up to the 8th floor and see this shit. Some people don't want to. They're okay with the 1st floor. Parking, you know, all that. No, that's chaotic. That's where all the people come in. Get me away from it. Get me up here. You know, people aren't going to be ready. So when you're doing a meditation, remember that, okay? Take an accountability that you have your own crap that you have to deal with, and so do they, okay? It's not about them. It's about your storyline. This is your storyline. I don't care who's on the outside. I don't care about labels, mom, dad, sibling, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter in the big scheme of things. Because God's not going to go, well, how did you treat your parents? You know, it's, what did you do in your storyline? What did you do while you were here on earth? How were you a service to me? Not me, but God. You know, what did you do for people? Because Jesus was our example and he was doing all kinds of things. Helping people, giving people, witnessing, talking, preaching, doing all the things, all the good things, because he wanted to help people. That's how we have to align ourselves. We have to help people. Okay? So when you're doing the meditation, this is to center you so that you're not so wobbled when somebody comes with some dumb shit. Okay? You're centered because you're like, I know who I am. I know what is true. And this person that I'm interfacing with may just be at a different level than I am. So I'm not going to react or respond in some negative way because that's not my storyline. My storyline is not to combat with everybody that does me wrong or says something wrong or sideways to me. You just let it go. Now, I did bring 3 crystals out here. I know I keep scooting back because I feel like the sun's following me. This is a piece of selenite. I do have these at the shop. It's Emporium by Muse. It is not my shop. It is my hairdresser's shop, actually. And she is in Locust Grove. She's right behind Tanger Outlet. And I do have these in stock. Now, when I do meditation, sometimes I will put it on top of my head, which also keeps me a little bit balanced in where I'm sitting and what I'm doing. Because I have done a meditation where it was so deep, I ended up like collapsed over. Like my body, my soul was, we were chatting. We were chatting up here. But my 3D body was like crunched over like a little baby. Or if you're laying down, you can lay it here, okay? What this is going to do, again, it's a piece of selenite. Anything that it is with, so this is a piece of pink quartz. Anything that it's with, it's going to magnify the stone, the crystal that it's with. So this is Amazonite. This has, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. This has a point on the end of it, right? So say you're doing a meditation, you have this here or here, whatever you're doing, because you're amplifying, right? When you do this, you're going to notice that your crown chakra is going to blow open, because what you're doing is you're decalcifying. The government has done to us by almost, I don't want to say forcing it, because that's, you don't want that Kundalini awakening forced. You don't want to force that, but it is going to amplify it. Okay, it's going to help you push it along a little quicker. Now, in my snaps, I talk about my right hand versus my left hand. My right hand is giving, right? So when I shake somebody's hand, I am giving them energy. So that's why, like, you notice some people will shake hands and then pop the next one. What you're doing is they are giving you the energy, right? It's coming up your arm. Circle it back around and give it back to them. You do not want their energy, okay? So again, I don't know if I just confused somebody. If you are shaking hands with somebody, if you just touch them back, it's almost the electrical current of energy will run through you and it'll not stay with you, okay? Because you don't want to go like this, shake somebody's hand, and then like they transfer, and I'm having a hard time talking right now. I wonder if, sorry. They don't want me to tell you guys this, okay? I've had such problems with technology every time that I try to tell somebody this or to start a video. When you shake somebody's hands, you are transferring energy to them, okay? Just like if you have sex with somebody, they are transferring energy to you. And more often, it is the male who is transferring energy to you. So his demons, the things that he has a problem with, are now transferred to you, because think about the male and the woman, okay? So he is giving you his emotional problems, or if it's a healthy relationship and he has done self development or shadow work or anything like that, then it's more of a balanced, it's a more sacred kind of union, a sexual union. Sorry, I'm being distracted. I keep seeing orbs. So again, when you're doing this, this is your give and this is your take, okay? This piece is a pointed piece, okay? It's a tower. This piece lays in your hand like this, because what you're wanting it to do is the energy to get off, to release, right? It's pointing its energy to go off, to get out of you, okay? If you want something, you would turn this and put this here, okay? Point it up. You're wanting to draw something in. So if it's money, if it's a good job, anything, career, whatever you're doing, if you are meditating on that, I would do something like this, okay? Now, if you're dealing with self-sabotage or the lack of love within your heart, okay, you have to carry that. You have to carry that love. Somebody else can't do that for you. You have to do that. I talk a lot about on my snap about that. You have to fill your own cup up. It's nice to have somebody else go, ooh, here's some. And you're like, ooh. But don't allow people to take from your cup, okay? So this is a piece of pink quartz, okay? I would put pink quartz in my hand. Whoop, whoop, sorry. Sorry. Okay? And then I would put my Amazonite to point out, because anything that I want in my life, I like anything that I like. If it's self-love, sorry, I'm really, there's spirit here, and it's really distracting me and it's messing up my thought process. If you want love in your life, I would do pink quartz. Put this in your left hand, okay? And then get the toxins out of you. While you're doing your meditation, say things like, you know, I rebuke you, spirit that has a hold over me with self-sabotage or overeating or undereating or whatever is wrong, right? When you go through your chakras and you realize some of the things that are overactive or underactive, you'll realize what you are, why you tick, how you tick, okay? If you have an overactive throat chakra, that probably means that you just say whatever comes to your damn mind, right? Hurtful or not, it don't matter, overactive. If it's closed, you're probably the one that's sitting in the back or stuttering over your words when you're trying to say something. So during this meditation practice, You also have to work on like your chakras. Learn the meridians and where they sit within you and what they're for. Okay, they're gonna go from crown to root. Okay, oh, I just burped. Spirit's here. Okay, thank you. If you guys could keep the demonic ones out of here, we would go a little smoother. But yeah, so as you're doing the meditation and that kind of stuff, think about what you're wanting to clear. Think about what you're wanting to unpack. Okay, because I'm almost 50, right? So I have a lot of suitcases that I have to unpack. A lot. A lot of closets that I just like open and all my skeletons fall out, right? You have to unpack certain ones. Some of the ones may be super scary and that's fine. Put them back, but you will have to go and deal with them. Like you're not going to be able to just go, you know what, we're going to deal with this and we're not going to deal with those. That's not how that works. Because when you're in a meditation, think about it. Your pre-meditation, you were already like, hey guys, if you want me to learn something or you want me to deal with something, go ahead and put it in my mind during this meditation, right? Say Spirit dropped something in that you were like, ooh, no, we're not talking about that. You can't keep dismissing it. You know, like at some time you're going to have to like deal with it. So you can put it back while you're working on some of the smaller things, trying to figure out like certain little pieces to your puzzle. But at some point, you're going to have to go back and deal with those bigger problems. So this is the meditation that I kind of work with, things that I just go through unpacking on my own, right? Because some of them, I'm just like, I'll open it up. I'm like, what the hell? What the damn why? Where was I at in my life when I did some dumb shit like this? You know, like I'm like, where was my brain? What was I thinking? Who were the characters around me? Where was I in my growth? Like, how bad does this look, right? Those are really scary sometimes to open, but now, like, after I've already done the shadow work, I just look at it like, damn, like, girl, you survived so much with so little. Good for you, you know? So those little things that you have to come up with, even affirmations, things like that. Again, you have to fill your own cup. Don't expect somebody else to do it for you. You're going to be let down. That disappointment is going to trigger one of those bags and them skeletons in the closet, and then your life's going to be a perpetual anxiety mode, and you can't do that. Okay? So that is how I do my meditation. I'm sorry for rolling on. I just can. It's just ADHD. It's fine. But I also have a TikTok too that I also talk about spirituality, and I also talk about my personal relationships with the people around me. If you would like to follow me, it is my name. And then I also have a TikTok because I was banned off of TikTok. I do have another account. It's also my name with 73 at the end of it. And then if you would like to shop with me, I do have these online I have so many accounts, so I had to actually do like a hashtag. It's hashtag LibraMoon73. Again, 73. I'm a 70s baby. So you guys have a good day. Remember all of this. You guys are really divine, and you guys are from literal God. And when you realize that and realize the manifestation powers that you actually have within you, life is so much more simpler. I promise you, life gets so much more simpler. So you guys have a good day. I'm going to scoot up because I almost said commercial's almost over. You guys have a good day. I'll meet you on the flip side.